Maleficent is by far one of my absolute favourite villains of all time. What's funny is on the surface her motivation seems surprisingly weak, getting uninvited to a christening. But there are two things to consider. One is that a simple motive isn't inherently a bad thing. We've seen examples where being pretty one note can work within the context of the film, and as this is a fairy tale, making the characters super layered and complex isn't a priority. Maleficent is to me the prime example of a character who works entirely because of the execution, and they didn't have to go all out, from Mark Davis's phenomenal design to her incredible vocal performance from Eleanor Audley, but they certainly did. And so much of it does come from her performance. After all, aside from being the voice, she was also the main reference as she would perform her scenes on a soundstage in costume. The other thing to consider is that supposedly, during the time period of the film, it was considered a huge insult if one wasn't invited to a christening, as it was usually a big public event. So in a bizarre way, her motivation is somewhat more understandable. Naturally, her methods for getting back at everyone are what makes her evil. But with this info, it's harder to claim that her motivation is that weak, especially considering some of the other villains that came prior had pretty shallow desires, such as being driven by vanity, jealousy, or simple greed.